There they go.
The shortcut to the shortcut to Ganon what? Is this way.
Yeah. Start off a whole $20, everybody's favorite starting item. Anybody going to do an early map check? Not looking like it's so far.
There it is. 7 and 2, and then Hera's got the red pendant.
So, one pendant in the light world. Honestly, in terms of seeds that tend to throw you for a loop, it's not too bad to see more pendants in the light world, just because then if you have to go into one of those dungeons, they're at least short.
We have Brian.
You got your Kane and Berna. Now let's see if everybody knows how to spend their magic wisely.
It'll definitely be a task. Now, I usually like to try to kill these guards right here because you have those 2 magic pots, so that way you have a better chance of getting a bomb drop out of them. You really want to try to get a bomb drop early in these because you can get the back of escape on the way out instead of having to come back to it later.
One of the big things with Kane and Berna, at least from my end, is that I tend not to care about bombs pretty much at all in the early game with that one, just because they're really unlikely to get one with the blue cane, and if you spend a lot of time farming and picking up magic pots, then you're just going to lose more time than it's been spent to come back anyways.
That is a very good point. Very valid point on the fact of with the magic management of the blue cane, you run out so fast. Activating it uses magic, and then letting it run uses even more magic, so you run out so quickly.
Yeah, like looking down at Virtual Cat right now, they're actually missing a chunk of their magic bar before even getting to escape, which is worrisome, because you will go through most of that finishing off the front half. For this first room, the most ideal thing to do is just activate Kane and Berna right away. It should snatch the blue guard up before he escapes, and you can get the 3 hits off pretty quick. No moving around necessary.
Yeah, the hardest room is probably the blue guard that's in the second chest room where you get the boomerang at. That one's probably the most difficult room because you got to get 3 hits off. You got to position yourself right. Most people get through it with no problems, but you can run out of magic pretty quick and then have to use pots.
Ooh, Wilson dropping the Kane and Berna a little bit too soon against that green guard. And now that's not a good spot to stand for the blue guard because it gets hit up to the top of the room. Gonna have to be very careful and use pots on the ball and shaking guard, because otherwise he's not gonna have any magic left.
And then you won't be able to kill the rat for the key.
Yeah, Key Rat remains the final boss of the escape.
And of course, it's a hashtag what's in Zelda's chest. Does she give us another weapon to be able to not have to worry?
Doubtful.
Highly. Most likely, it's either going to be money or absolutely nothing at all. So we've already seen the map, so...
You might say it's highly unlikely.
Or it's a sword. Okay, apparently she's like, you know, that dude caught me and I'm not happy. Here's a sword to smash him in the face with.
Well, that makes things a lot easier for both Allison and Virtual Cat, who are pretty low on the magic meter right then. There are 3 small decanters you can get through the sewer section if you need them, but they'll be okay now.
Yeah, there's a really easy one on the first dark room. It's right there on the left. You can grab it really quick and not have to worry about going all over the back of escape. You are going to see they're going to have a light cone in the back. That is a forced light cone because they're not going to make you go through dark rooms when they don't have the lamp. So they're going to be nice to you there.
Question for the chat: how did she sneak the sword into, like, past into the cell? I mean, the answer there is obvious. It was just hidden away in some cake. Come on.
I thought the cake was a lie.
Don't start with that. It's not the year 2002.
Now, Artie Wallace, he went to the right. I've never seen anybody go right instead of left. That was interesting.
They're both about the same amount of time. The reason why you'll see people going to the left is simply because into the mechanic known as pumping, which you can only do when moving to the left or up, so you can save a few frames by going left. That's really it.
Yeah. I just do it because I saw everybody else doing it.
Well, if you ever wondered why the technical reason is, there you go. All right, GGG's the first one to get a bomb with Walsh right behind it.
And those are your technical answers with BKR, everybody.
Who's gonna pump the water room though? Ah, GGG's doing it. In Escape, there's not really a whole lot for optimization, so it's just moving properly and making sure to do your pumps if you want to save, like, maybe a couple of seconds here and there, but those can matter. They can matter.
Oh, Alishun is actually going for the bomb drop right now, trying to kill all these rats and see. Where did we get the bomb drop for Artie Walsh and Virtua Cat?
They were from the ropes, so unfortunately he's killing the wrong enemy type to get the bomb drop that the rest of them did.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think the rats have that in their drop package.
On the bright side, since the Moot Pearl is in the back of Escape, that means that the glove is going to be out there somewhere, and he is most likely fine. If this turns out to be an Aghanim seed where that pearl's required, then, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, means you might have to come back through and do some craziness.
I got a bomb, it's fine. All is well.
The thing that always scares me is when there is a glove upgrade in the back. Like, I always get worried about that.
Yeah, that's never a very good thing.
So coming out of Escape, we've got a sword, the Cane of Burna, and the Moon Pearl. That is not a bad 3 items to be walking out of Escape with.
Decent selection, although they really don't have very much in the way of rupees or resources. Like, none of them have very many of those. No bombs. Rico seems like a good choice.
Yeah, so we're gonna see the tree pull probably here in just a second. Just 5 rupees, so not too much on a tree pull. The thing about starting with a sword is it makes me feel like Aga is more likely required. Bombs from the bush crab.
Seems good.
I'll take it.
Hey, 20 rupees as their secondary prize for every 8th item.
The game's just like, here's 20 rupees. Here's 20 rupees. Like, come on, man.
Walsh actually making use of Kakariko avoidance strats, only going as far as getting the first 2 items of Lost Woods, and then proceeding to go elsewhere. Looks like he's going to be going bottom up. It's less avoidant and more just wanting to get bombs from the bushes, because he doesn't want to spend his 50 rupees on bombs.
Oh man, not checking the tree pool, or well, I guess they checked the tree pool inside Lost Woods. Did they go into Lost Woods? I thought they did.
Yeah, they got the first.
They didn't check the bush crab, I guess.
Nope.
Well, that's a shame.
Thankfully, he did get both of the 50-50 bombs, so if there's nothing important on the ledge, then he'll only really need 1 more for Kakariko. Oh, he's gonna YOLO it. Okay.
Opting to YOLO. Okay, yeah, you know, you farmed for those bombs.
Also, note, GGG actually just showed us what the Tier 1 poultry is. It's red rupees. The Tier 2, which is what you'll have when you come out of Escape most of the time, was blue, so vanilla.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna let chat take care of that. All the memes. Yeah, that's y'all's. Go ahead.
Ah, it's a soft meme at this point anyways. It's just tree poles. It's not exciting yet.
Alright, so we are going to be checking Blind Hut now. And let's see if they get equipped with anything. I love it when that happens. I don't love it when that happens.
Well, there's the hammer. Seems good.
Yeah, I'm happy with the hammer. I love whenever you get bombs. If you try to YOLO and there's no tree pole bombs or crab bombs or anything like that, I love YOLOing and then like hoping for it. I don't like getting 2 pairs. I don't like actually getting 2 sets of bombs because then I feel like I've wasted a lot of time anyway.
So I guess the big one with this is, if we find a set of gloves in here too, then everybody will have the option of going straight to the Dark World if they so choose. But right now the lower portion of Kakariko has had absolutely nothing, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so our Aga chance kind of went down with about 50-50 because once we found the hammer, that allowed for us to have way easier of a shot at getting to the Dark World. So we just need a glove, and that's it.
Oh, there's the cave, so they're kind of giving us a little bit towards both. It's gonna come down to whether or not that lamp shows up.
Yeah. All these 20 rupees, man, they're all over the place.
Well, at this point, we know there's nothing left of value in Kakariko, so until somebody moves on to the next portion, then that's gonna be it for new and exciting items. South Shore will be soon. Yes.
Mini Motors. I'm actually sad they got a sword, because I love watching people try to do bomb strats on the Mini Motors.
And somebody who's frequently there with 3 hearts and green mail, it's terrible!
But it's so fun.
Oh, at least there's a refill for bombs in the form of the hoarder crab right beside Mini Moldorm Cave. This is very empty Kakariko, though. You got a hammer and you got a cape, and that is it. So make of that what you will.
I mean, the hammer I wouldn't be upset about. The hammer is actually really nice. That's always a great item to get early. It's a higher damage weapon. You don't have to quite worry about getting another sword. You can take care of a lot of the enemies that are in your way. So
here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the mirror is going to be in Mini Polar Cave, and the flute is going to be in Sahasrah's hut.
Ooh. Why? What? Mirror in Mini Moldorm and flute in Sahasrah's hut. What are you getting at?
I'm getting at that I'm thinking our Dark World access is going to be on the east side of Death Mountain in the form of the lamp.
Oh no! Oh man!
I know it's a little early for such predictions, but hey, it's the start of the game. The first 20 minutes of every seed are very similar.
Wow, getting a nice return on that bomb. Let's see if your prediction's true. Bombos. More life and a bomb. Maybe it's going to lead to it. Maybe it's going to lead to it. Maybe Sick Kid just had it the whole time.
Oh man. See, this is why I don't go to Kakariko right away. Because now you got a bottle. What if Sick Kid's progression has progression on it? It's another long walk over there.
You know, if they end up getting gloves, they can route that in pretty easily. So that's not going to be too bad.
Looks like nobody's opting for Agina just yet, but Walsh actually didn't go to Dam, so I'm suspecting he'll go to Dam and Agina right after this.
Yeah, I tend to... Once I go to Dam, I tend to go right over to Agina and get that out of the way. I don't like leaving that over there. Just, ugh. Same thing with Ice Rod Cave. It's bit me way too many times. Just like it would have bit everybody else.
There's Dark World access. That's such easy Dark World access, though. Okay. I guess we can go to Hype Cave.
So, what was on the Lumberjack Ledge? I missed that.
Like $50 or something completely inconsequential.
So nothing at all. Got it.
Yeah.
So it's looking. Yeah, looks like everybody's going to be doing the Ice Rod play. We'll see if Virtual Cat does the same thing. I'm pretty sure they will. But nobody is going to Agina. Now, Artie Walsh is making the decision to go ahead and check a few more easy locations in the Light World. Don't blame them at all. I don't like leaving Sahasrah behind either. And possibly going into Eastern too.
Yeah, I don't mind this play at all. Eastern I might be a little hesitant towards, but checking Sahasrah, I mean, you can check Dig Spot before you go to Hype Cave if you want to, I guess. Although that might be easier to route in later with a mirror. Honestly, it's up to preference at that point.
Yeah, it's literally a whatever kind of method there. And they are definitely going to Hype Cave right away. So they already pulled out their hammer ready to go.
Yep. I think it's 50-50 ball. I'm always nice.
And everybody's getting their gloves. Nobody's passing that up. Everybody went to Ice Rod Cave. So that's fortunate.
I was in here with the 512 rupees. It's a sign. Hey, let's go follow GTG and fake Flipper and see what we get from Zora.
I like this play. I like it.
I'm kind of hit or miss, but that's just me.
So, deciding to go and see what's on the Lake Hylia Island, that is a sword upgrade. So that may be our second sword. It possibly could be our third or fourth. So that once we find the mirror, that's going to be an easy sword upgrade access.
It's really nice to know one of those early, and oh my goodness. Okay, it's something. It's something. And there's hey, not bad at all. Okay, so Flute and Flippers both discovered back-to-back, one in the Cave of Unrelenting Disappointment, and one on our friend the Hobo.
So, and this is another reason why it's a really good thing that he went ahead and did the fake Flippers, because now when they go to Hype Cave, it's already going to be back in Logic, so they're not going to have to worry about anything being out of Logic anymore.
Yep. Honestly, that'd be a nice thing to go activate right away, and wow, yeah, 3 out of 4 runners doing the fake Flippers, so 3 of them going to get rewarded with that flipped.
And Artie Walsh is going to have to come back and make the Flipper plays, but there's a lot to discover in Dark World, so they're going to be doing Dig Game. They're going to go ahead and check Stumpy. Unfortunately, no mirror, and they're going to have to leave the dig spot behind, but you can come back. That's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's looking like a Death Mountain play will be coming up pretty soon. Just need to track down either the mirror or the hookshot, either or. Those are lovely pendants of Palace of Darkness and Misery Mire as well, since we saw that map check from Walsh.
Which one was the green pendant?
I'm pretty sure it was Pod. I didn't get quite a good enough look.
Yeah, I missed the map check altogether. Deciding to go check the dig spot, probably going to go ahead and go to the Kakariko Dark World entrance and probably hit up Thieves Town. But what does the tax return specialist have? Ooh!
Okay, so that gives us access to the Misery Mire area already.
Why are both gloves this early?
Ah, this one just got real open. Oh, yes.
Wow, and everybody's going straight to Zora. So 3 of the runners are going to have their mitts like 18 minutes in, barely 18 minutes in. And unfortunately, Artie Walsh is just chasing this this wild goose hunt here without those mitts. He could have just came back through and literally used the mitts after the dig came.
Wait a minute. Mitts, flippers, hammer, sword, bombos.
Ice Palace.
Ice Palace. Hey, what we got from Sinkin while we're here? Oh, baby. Hey, it's good for him anyway.
I was going to say, isn't that your favorite item?
That meme is long dead. Oh, boy. We're talking, like, months.
Yeah.
And GG already heading straight to the Mire area. And there we go, we got confirmation. Green pendant is Misery Mire, with Turtle Rock and Swamp Palace being our 5/6s.
That's gonna be probably a dead pyramid fairy. I can probably attest to that. Usually whenever those dungeons are the 5/6, they require a lot. So a lot of the stuff that we're gonna be looking for will not be in that pyramid fairy.
Oh, GCC, that's gonna hurt. Accidentally pushed the block up and blocked one of the chests, has to walk in and out. Totem in.
Yeah, this is gonna feel even worse if there's nothing here. Just a heart and 5 rupees. Yeah, that's even more painful. What was that Misery Mire medallion? Did we see that?
Didn't quite catch it in all the rain and static.
I was kind of hoping for bombos, just so we already have it.
Yeah, I can't go in until either Hookshot or Boots show up, though, and I certainly know which one of those two the runners would prefer to see.
I mean, yeah, Boots. I can imagine.
Alright, Allison is actually deciding to go check out the earlier portion of Death Mountain. Can rescue the old man, get that save and quit point online.
Not a bad play. Only thing is, no access to east side. That's kind of rough. I would like to have access to east side Death Mountain because there's a lot more items over there.
I believe I just saw Virtual Cat being highly rude to Stumpy, leaving him a bomb after he gave us 3 bombs. Also, Fire Rod and C-shaped house. Skullwoods is open for visiting.
Yeah, full clearable too. And going in, Artie Walsh to Thieves Town. Alazun just getting that save and quit spot, going right over to Meyer, going to check that Meyer shed, getting in there, heart and 5 rupees.
Mm-hmm. And there's some quack going on in Thieves Town.
Another reason why starting with Hammer early, if you find that small key, don't have to worry about leaving that big chest behind.
Mm-hmm. And everybody really dreads the feel of leaving that behind.
Yeah, it becomes its own little fetch quest.
Ooh. Oh! That's a good hint! That is a very good hint, and GGG's the only one with that knowledge! The magic mirror is in Ice Palace! We sniffed it out good.
I love that play. Going in and checking that hint right away in Swamp Palace gave super valuable information, and he has all the tools.
Oh man, he's gonna stock up with an extra potion. He's going straight for it.
I cannot blame him at all. Seeing that, it's like, I want my mirror.
So, this is a funny thing to consider. Yes, we do have knowledge that the magic mirror is in fact in Ice Palace, but with green mail, 7 hearts, and a fighter sword, it might actually cost you more time going in there and trying to complete the Ice Palace this early than coming back with even just 1 sword upgrade or even that fire rod that we found in C-Shape House. But GGG's gonna follow that hint, and if he executes this well, it will be a good time save. But if he doesn't, it'll end up costing more time.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of sides to that coin. I don't disagree with your assessment there. Ice Palace hurts. It hurts. It's got a lot of heavy hitting guys, and you don't even have half magic. You're not running with fire rod. You have to use bombos on these Freezors. So it's yeah, you got to be careful. Now, once I find the mirror, depending on how I feel about going through there, I may nope out after finding the mirror.
First chest mirror would be pretty good. I'd nope the heck out at that point. Because, like, you don't even have hookshot or anything to help insta-kill some of the enemies for you.
And who likes to do, like, I mean, who really enjoys doing hammer cold stare? I mean, does anybody?
If you're well practiced with it, then I'll give people props if you can do it. It's very hard, though.
That used to be one of the things I would practice just because. And very clean room there, taking out those penguinators. Whoa!
There's so much value in Ice Palace, it hurts.
Boots in the... What?
Boots and mirror. Both.
What's gonna be the troll item?
Hookshot.
You're calling hookshot.
I'm calling hookshot.
I just... Don't be the ice rod. Please don't be the ice rod. That's all I ask. Don't be the... Please don't be this generic seed that goes, hey, look, here's everything for you, and then suddenly gives you no ice rod, and you have to go searching all over Hyrule for the ice rod.
And hey, second hidden Ice Palace let us know, if they do bother dipping into Misery Mire, it is a left side big key of some form. Okay, so.
And it's chat.
Mirror.
Yeah, so far we know it's Boots and Mirror. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. To answer chat, though, we have a pendant in pod, and bow is required for pod. So no pedestal cannot be the bow.
So you know what's also interesting?
What's that, PKR?
Misery Mire was Quake. We now have Quake from Thieves Town. And we now have the boots from Ice Palace, fully in logic. No worries there. I'm getting a thinking, if you might will, that there's something in there.
I feel like there's going to be something in there too. You know, the one thing that you're saying, the hook shot being the troll item, do you notice what 3 pendants are there?
Yeah, but you see, the hook shot's just gonna be somewhere deep into a rock.
That's the thing. The hook shot could be deep in Turtle Rock, but the hook shot very well could be on pedestal, because none of those dungeons require the hook shot, as well as we now have the entrance into Mire with the boots. We've actually found all 3 medallions, so I think the Ether medallion was also in Thieves Town. So we've got all 3 medallions. We don't have to worry about any kind of entrance issues.
Oh, there's the hook shot. Boots mirror hook shot. Can you
What?
get a more stacked ice pals than that? I don't think there's any other word for this one other than good lord. Okay, so on the bows and tower.
What?
What is this scene? So, jeez. At this point, there is so much value in this Ice Palace play that GGD could die to Cold Stare and probably still save time just from having come in here this early. That's how ridiculous this has gotten. this might actually be...
could spontaneously combust and be okay.
He still needs to get the mirror, though. That might actually be on Cold Stare.
That is very true, but what is this? So yeah, the hint's like, there's a mirror over there. You might want to go look for that. And it's like, oh, by the way, here's your boots. Here's a hint that tell you where Bo's at. And while you're at it, you might need the hook shot through here too. Buddy, don't worry. I'm also going to just like, I'm going to pat you on the head, kiss you goodnight, and tell you you're such a great person, because here's everything you need.
So, he just got like every single item he could possibly want back to back, although he didn't do the Ice Palace bomb jump due to low health, and is now thinking about leaving, and is. Okay, so he got extreme value out of this, but...
I mean...
Yeah.
Okay. Like, they already got everything. Why worry?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it might not actually be worth the effort of just going down to Cold Stare just to die. If you're not confident with that boss battle, take those awesome items you just got and get moving, because you now have a big advantage and you need to put it to use. Now he does need to go get his fire rod from Thieves Town. And looks like he's heading in that direction, so GGG making all the right plays right now.
Are they deciding to go to Swamp, though?
No. I think they're just gonna go towards... Oh, they might be going to... Oh, they're getting their Master Sword. They're getting their Master Sword.
Ah, can't blame them. Not a bad idea.
Seems good.
Yeah, honestly, if I was GTG right now, I'd kind of have this crisis of where should I go? Like, you have everything. You know where the bow's at. You can get to that. And there is a lot of items over on East Death. There's a lot of locations over on East Death Mountain in the form of, you know, just regular Paradox Cave as well as Super Bunny. Yeah, Death Mountain's a good play.
Yep. So, yeah, we're down to Ice Rod and Canis Mario, so that's fast.
Sub 32 items away from Go mode. So yeah,
Seems good.
This definitely is a qualification of a Jet Seed until the Ice Rod isn't found, and then we're running around forever trying to find the Ice Rod.
That's so many items, though. It's like you get boots and flute and mirror and hookshot and all of that just from one set of flippers. And now you know the bows and Hera, and it's like, what do you do at that point?
And I mean, there is another item in Hera. We know one is bow. What if it's the Ice Rod in Hera? What if the Sea's just like all the hints directed you right to where you needed to go?
That'd be pretty hilarious, because these hints are a lot more useful than I'm used to seeing.
No kidding.
you have the other three, Richard, Cat, Walsh, and Ellison, all doing the perfectly sensible thing of going and doing their crystal dungeons. But the only crystal dungeon that mattered is Ice Palace.
And then getting the knowledge too that Tower of Hera, a pendant dungeon, has the bow, which is needed for Eastern Palace.
I'm pretty sure most people are going to see that hint, though, since they will have to go in and full clear Ice Palace. There's not really any reason to skip that hint. Some people might, depending on how they route the dungeon, though, so gotta be careful.
Yeah, nothing like going to Ice Palace is one of those things. Are they going to make that decision now, or are they going to wait a while? They're going to get pigeonholed there sooner or later because, I mean, everything's in Ice Palace. So there's nothing that's going to really lead them anywhere else. Ice Palace literally is where all the progression's at. So they're going to make it there sooner or later. And right there, first chest, deciding not to go all the way in. I can't blame them. That would bother me in the long run, though.
I mean, at this point, I've already had so many nice hits. They're scorning the second one. I get it, though. I get it. They're trying to make up for probably a little bit of time for knowing they had to bail on Ice Palace, but I mean, you get all this nice stuff, though.
They can't. I mean, I would not expect somebody else to just dip Swamp Palace to check that hint, though. That's such an uncommon thing for anybody to do. I mean, we've seen very few hint checks, period, from the other runners. GTG is the one that dipped Swamp Palace right away to check that.
Elzen did actually check the Swamp Palace hint as well, so he does know. He's just trying to gather up a few more resources before going to Ice. I mean, how can you ever expect Alts to have 3 progression items in one dungeon? That's insane.
That's very insane. I'm broken after that. And GTG must think in their hint luck has run out. They're like, nah, we're not gonna check this first hint.
See, we haven't even seen the boots hint yet. That means it's probably just gonna be bad. Let's not worry about it. Besides, maybe Cadus and Mario will just... There's the lamp. So, Pod's starting to look real attractive.
Oh, wow.
The sheer value emanating off of, like, every single choice GGG's making right now is ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a pretty stacked hookshot cave. Yeah. I mean, lamp is one of those mere suggestions, but at the same time, it's never going to be like, oh, look, the lamp. I don't think I'm going to pick that up. It's still half magic, and that's like the cave of defense. Because that's going to make their trip into Skull Woods even easier, too. They're not going to have to worry about, running out of magic up there. Yeah, GTG is just far and away blowing this seed out of the water.
Also doing everybody's favorite fight right now, by the way. Who likes a fighter sword Mothula? It's exciting, very thrilling, and definitely not frustrating whatsoever.
Not only fighter sword, green mail, and 7 heart Mothula.
If Mothula would ever come down, then hammer strikes are definitely the way to go in this fight, but if you're not confident with the hitbox, it can be a tough time.
Yeah, and
in very much the same situation, too.
Spin slashes, too, knock him around, so he ends up getting into the spikes more often than not. Now, I do want to take this moment to go ahead and do a quick shout-out for the people behind the scenes. Thank you very much to Draco Falcone as well as Long Road for doing our tracking. Without them, you wouldn't be able to see all the items that Ice Palace decided to gift upon GTG.
Down goes Virtual Cat. I think Walsh fell to the Mothula too, but Alison gets the moth down.
And I believe that was some silvers also in Paradox Cave.
Yep. Everywhere has value. Oh my!
I'm waiting for just something else to pop up, like Terra's Tempered Sword. I'm waiting for something else, and a red potion. Sure, okay.
This is so silly. Oh, at this point, it's just pod time. Pendant Pod has something. If it doesn't, I'll be amazed.
I don't even want to say anything, man. I'm just looking and watching this happen, and I'm like, no, it's okay.
Okay, so GGG's finally gonna slow down for a second and go and get everything else that everybody else has been through. So Skullwoods had a combined total of 350 rupees as its prizes, and Thieves Town had the Quake Medallion that we can look at and be tempted to go to Meyer by.
I mean, of course Skullwoods didn't have anything. Ice Palace had it all.
Ugh. I'd be shocked if there wasn't progression in the Dark Rooms and Pod somewhere.
The Fire Rod was actually in the Sea House. Cipher Signal.
Yeah. I was making use of that boomerang to keep those mummies from being a nuisance. Oh, it does. Why do you want hugs so badly?
They just want friends. That's why their hands are held out.
Too bad. Nobody wants to be friends with them. They do 2 hearts of damage. It's too much! Well, speaking of hearts, that means our stun prize is a heart drop, which, you know, in desperate times, very nice to have.
Yeah, on a rough gauntlet, sometimes that stun prize can come in handy.
It's good to be curious to see where everybody else goes now that they've reached the sensible plays. This is it. So go do... Okay, looks like Walsh was not happy with dying to Mothula, and looks like he's coming back for round 2. I thought he was just gonna pick up, like, Smiths or something.
And I mean, we're still over here looking at the Ice Palace play, you know, putting GTG way ahead. All it's going to take is for one runner to literally head that way to just start getting everything. So really, nobody is technically behind. GTG is definitely ahead, though. So it's just a matter of getting there. And oh man, down to half a heart.
Yeah, like, it's full, and there's, like, Green Mail Mothula. If you're not used to using Hammer on Mothula, then this fight is a nightmare. There's definitely no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, the one thing I will say, though, GTG is going to have a way easier time doing all the things that the other 3 runners have done. They got Blue Mail, they've got Tempered Sword, they've got 11 Hearts. They're coming through here equipped. They're not having to worry about a lot of the problems that these other runners are having. Mothula is going to be a breeze. They've got boots. Like, they have everything they need.
They also have a tasty God Pixel that just went on as well. Just dashed straight in, got the pixel perfectly right away, and off they went. No enemies got in the way. Feels good. Whenever that happens, it's a nice little boost of confidence when you're mid-run. It's just like, it just feels so good, and then you're pumped up because it feels good, and then you just start doing good at everything else. Mentality is important.
Completely agree. It does feel good whenever that happens. And apparently there was something on Bumper Ledge, because Alazun is going right there.
What's that shroom?
Ah.
Delicious fetch quest chain for we've already been confirmed by Walsh is a grand total of 10 arrows.
Unfortunate death on Alazun's side, jumping down. That area is rough whenever you only got Green Mail and a few hearts, but deciding to go ahead and go back and go to the Death Mountain save and quit spot to get the quick heal and flute on out of there. Probably heading to turn the mushroom in, yes.
Go find your delicious arrows. Oh, a whole set of skewers for all the family to enjoy. Which you feel sad about because there's no more arrow expansions.
Now, if this is actually a really good play, because here's what they can do. As soon as they see this, they are not going to do it. They could have reset. Because they just saved and quit, went to Uncle. They could have done, or not Uncle, excuse me, but went to the old man on Death Mountain. They could have saved that really easily and used it for fake powder.
Alice is making the Ice Palace play. He purposely just bombed himself so he could drink the red potion to convert it over to a blue. He is on his way.
That's big, and I can almost guarantee they're like, oh wow, if I came here early.
And I'm also having an actually pretty easy time with Moth. Moth is down, now it'll be a second crystal, and he's good to go.
You know, considering that was really clean. That's awesome. They didn't take a single hit.
Nice. Yep. Everything went swimmingly for them, and now they're probably feeling pretty good. With 2 crystals down, it's funny, because, like, all 3 of our runners that haven't been to Ice Palace have 2 crystals. GG's just getting his first, but my goodness, the item difference.
Yeah, I'm honestly wondering their reaction whenever they get these boots, man.
Allison pulling out the Bombos tablet. But if you want a faster animation that also still one-shots all the Pengators, it's one of the only uses for the Quake Medallion. For some reason, it actually destroys Pengators instead of just turning them into slimes.
Yep, that is definitely true. You know, another interesting use for the Quake Medallion, in Swamp Palace, those annoying whatever they are, the water skimmers, if they're in your way and you can't afford to take a hit, you can use your Quake and it will kill them on the water. I didn't know that for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. The third and pretty much final use for Quake is it can shake things out of trees if you don't have the boots.
Very useful if you're having trouble with Ganon.
Mm-hmm.
And we are getting a blacksmith check from Artie Walsh, having to use the save and quit strats. Yeah, because no mirror, they haven't been to Ice Palace yet. They don't even know the Ice Palace hint. So, yeah, that's a move. It might be useful. I mean, right now we're down to looking for the cane and Ice Rod. So once we find those,
Ice Rod and Turtle Rock.
I mean, that would be the generic thing to happen on Laser Bridge.
Because I mean, like, Arcadis Mario actually has to have some progression behind it, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess. The cane of Samaria could be, and Misery Mire could be vanilla.
It's very possible. Like, at this point, we're coming down to the not-so-hot options. Like, GGG can do both Eastern Palace and Desert Palace after this to get a couple more crystals. Maybe go down and finish up Ice Palace at its leisure as well, but the simple fact of the matter is, there's some real bad options that are waiting. And it's just a matter of cleaning up those crystals.
I think one of my favorite things to see right here would be not pedestal. Like, forgive me, chat, not pet. I want to see the Cane of Samaria in Mire, vanilla, straight vanilla, big chest. Everybody nopes out. They have to get the green pendant and the ice rods on Sahasra.
See, I just wish things that are somewhat inconvenient. You're going for the full-on evil.
I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things. I just want to kind of see it because it would be. It would because Hera had the bow. Pod is going to be empty. Pod's not going to have anything. So we got to make Mire have something, and Mire's got to hold the answer.
I was about to find out, hey, by the way, the bow is also in Tower of Hera. Sheer value in this place is absurd.
And it's like,
Walsh.
It's like, since you're here anyway, yeah, oh man.
Oh no. Like, if the Cane or the Ice Rod's not here, then he's gonna be a very, very sad fellow when he gets to Ice Palace. Because the funny thing is, we might have already gotten our flute progression, because it was our Death Mountain access. So Mire might just be plain old empty.
It's very possible. We know the bow was in Tower of Hera, so like that's the one typical pendant dungeon progression. I'm used to seeing a couple of them. I'm used to seeing two pendant dungeons having progression of some sort. So, I mean, we can hope Mire, we can hope Pod. One of them might have something, but right now it's down to 2 items, or possibly other items leading to it. It could be the book that leads to one of these two.
Here Elson goes. He's gonna try to take down Cold Stare. As GG makes the honestly safer of the remaining plays of going straight to Desert Palace. with that lovely mirror that he picked up, as well as the boots.
And really, I mean, you know, being in GTG spot, that's the play. You just start clearing your dungeons, and you know, if there's any quick stops you can make, something sharp. So yeah, we got that. Thanks, game.
Having a little bit of a chuckle because GTG went like halfway to the big chest before remembering, oh right, no big key. Hi, Bugdad. How's it going? Oh. And Richard Cat actually going for the ambitious Spike Cave play. As Elson starts up the Cold Stare fight. Everybody doing something a little bit different.
You know, I don't hate the Spike Cave play because you started off really early with the defense items. Granted, it didn't pay off this time, but that's not a bad read of the seed.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't mind the check. It's just, you know, it's a one thing. Sometimes I get people are being hesitant towards ice. It's Ice Palace. People prefer to go mode it. And the two people that did get knowledge, yeah, that blue potion coming in clutch big time for Allison, by the way. Finishing off Cold Stare on the first visit, giving him a little advantage over GGG in that rate.
Yeah, I don't. I'm assuming GTG can do the bomb jump. They didn't, but they ran low on health. Now that they have full health, well, more health, 11 hearts. I will see if they can do it. Ice Palace is not nearly as long or daunting to get back to Cold Stare if you can do the Ice Palace bomb jump pretty quickly.
It's about 3 minutes. You know, something you'd prefer to avoid, but I mean, think of all the benefits. I mean, you just can't say no to how much stuff they got out of that.
Allison did get the bow hint, yes. They checked it. They're probably going to be heading to... probably not rushing to Hera. There's a lot of other things to check. So you don't really need the bow for anything else other than the Eastern Palace at this point. They're getting their sword.
Yeah, Allison's doing the exact same thing that GGG did. Got the flippers in the mirror, and they really, really want that Master Sword. I don't blame them. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's the smart play, considering they're still at 7 hearts, green male. You kind of want something to kill stuff faster if you can't take the hit.
See, I'm a silly person, and for the sake of efficiency, I probably would have done Swamp before coming over to the Master Sword, but that's because I'm a dumb. Dumbs.
No one's ever saying that to you. Are you kidding me?
I am a dumb. But anyways. I don't think we actually seen Checkerboard Cave yet. Yeah, 3 bombs. Nothing to really sneeze at.
We definitely have not, because GTG is the only person to have been here with that mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the first check of Agina's.
Nah, I think you're right, actually. Something was over here the whole time. I'm gonna have a chuckle.
I will lose it, because literally, it's, yeah. Oh, we did see that. No, we saw the blue room. I forgot Walsh actually did go check that. Okay. I zoned out when I saw the blue boomerang. Okay.
Okay, so at this point, I'm really expecting GGG to head over to Eastern Palace, and probably from the Dark World, so they can do pod right after if Eastern has nothing.
Tell you what, Virtua Cat is doing their best Fred Coughlin impression, dropping bombs everywhere.
And actually, no. It's just gonna go straight into you. Going. Okay, taking the long way today, because they hadn't checked the hospital yet.
And I think Virtual Cat's making the Ice Palace play now. Or something similar. Yes. No. Yes. No. No. Okay. No. Going to...
Looks like they're gonna go check the hospital's closet. Everybody really wants that shovel that led to like 20 bucks.
It's an important shovel.
Ah, this one arm's nice. So rude when you just want to spin speed.
You know, I didn't catch that hint when GTG did it, but the shout-outs to the piece of heart on Spectacle Rock in Hera hint.
Yup! It's like, oh, yes, you don't say.
Hey, thanks. I stopped by there on the way here.
Now, Elson really wants to see what that other hint is, so he's deciding to continue up Tower of Hera a little higher.
Don't mind this.
The only item you might find up here is the key leading down to the basement.
I mean, that would suck. I don't disagree with that, but at the same time, Hera's not a long dungeon unless you have to do that. Coming up, yeah, you know. Okay.
Well, so far this is going real well.
I guess the game had to troll somewhere.
Decided not even to kill Bulldor, he just wanted the second hint.
Not a bad move. Finding the key and going, okay, well, I know it's either on Moldorm or on, or in the basement. That's knowledge, so.
And Walsh getting us our first look at the Pyramid Ledge, which was just a shield. As Future Cat makes their way into the Ice Palace of Legend!
Yeah, never has there been an Ice Palace of so much value. Might as well call it Crystal Palace. It's literally just shiny and glorious.
Reminds me of the name of the amusement park. But yeah, not one, not two, but 3 mobility items in one dungeon, as Future Cat gets mauled by Pengators, just by not having quite enough magic, which means they're not going to have enough to kill the Freezor in the first room, and will not have to chug their potion if they want to continue. Oh, I mean, they have Fire Rod. Never mind.
And Walsh is going to be going to check the catfish. I like to play. I mainly because of knowledge. I like to get this out of the way as soon as possible.
Now, what we got? $5? On a piece of art? Real good?
The fish of questionable value?
Yeah. Catfish is always... It's a rough one. Especially in scenes like this where Pyramid Fairy's probably not going to be on the table.
It's without a doubt not. None of our last 2 items can be behind Pyramid Fairy, so...
This is very true. Yeah, it looks like not a whole lot found in Eastern Palace by SGGG, so I expect the pod play to follow up.
Yeah, pod play or, I mean, unless they're just going to need to avoid the rest of the Pendant Dungeons. Swamp Palace.
Will they do it? Will they go straight into pod?
They don't have...
leave a portal, so yeah.
So I think it's Swamp, yeah. They're going the straight, let's get as many crystals as we can and then figure it out from their method.
Don't know if I feel this one, but I can understand the cautious strategy of going for all the crystals first. It makes sense, but now you're getting into a situation where you might be coaxed into maybe checking out that left side of Swamp that everybody loves so much.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that the only hint they got as far as any bummer locations is the Mystery Mire. So we didn't even get the left side swamp hint, which very well could be the one in Turtle Rock. So if Alazun decides to step in and check that, we might get information that GTD doesn't have.
He'll most likely go in. He's gone out of his way for a few hints. I'd be surprised if he doesn't just go do a quick peek for this one.
Yeah, and Chat does point out a very correct statement. Nobody's checked Boots locations yet.
Yep.
Unique items in Ice Palace.
There's no Boots.
there's like, yeah, 50, thanks. Oh, man.
You don't say!
Yeah.
Kids. They're always just a little too late, you know? Except for the ones at the start of this scene.
I don't even know what to say. It's like, that's 2 hints right so far that have just been absolutely amazingly timed. The Turtle Rock hint just being like, oh, yeah, remember that place that you went to even get in here? Yeah, that's,
yeah.
that has a unique item in it, and possibly 3 others.
Mirror and hookshot, both the items required to get to Eastside Death Mountain. You know, I think I might have gotten those Turtle Rock. It's okay. So we'll go ahead and see if you finish through Swamp Palace, see if we can find any more of our 2 needed items here, or if it's going to come down to everybody's favorite game, pick a pendant!
Yeah. And, I mean, that's why it would be even more painful if Misery Mire had the cane, because it's the last one you want to go into if you're going to have the full clear pendant dungeons.
And here's another. Finally, Walsh gets back up. There it is! GGG showing the cautious strats can be the good ones, as he's got that cane of Samaria, and I would not be surprised whatsoever if he goes and finishes off Ice Palace after this and goes straight to Turtle Rock.
It did it. I knew it was going to do it. It did it. It's on the hunt for the Ice Rod.
How boring.
We're literally 55 minutes in, and, like, we were 2 items away at, like, 28 minutes in. And here we are. Let's find the Ice Rod. And for all we know, it could be a go mode in, like, I don't know, a minute and a half whenever they check these bottom 2 chests.
And for heaven's sakes, the easy boot chests aren't really done yet either. Everybody's just been going to the various crystal dungeons they've unlocked. Hang in there, Virtua Cat. You don't want to die deep in Ice Palace. Because Walsh is now finally making his way over to Ice Palace as well. Gonna be the last one to the party!
And oh, what a party it is.
Man, this means I would have been rewarded if I went into Ice Palace before going to get my Master Sword. And I am in go mode would be great. I'm lamenting.
The speed was even nice enough to put the mirror late, so you didn't get the mirror in no bout and miss all the other items. So that way you had to wait to get the mirror to go get your sword, because that sword is tempting. That sword is tempting at 7 hearts and everything like that. It was nice enough to give you a hint to say, hey, by the way, Death Mountain's very valuable. Go up to Hera, you'll get a lamp, you'll get your blue mail, you'll get a few more hearts, you'll get half magic. It's gonna be okay. It literally is like giving you a hug and a nice kiss on the forehead and just like, everything will be okay.
Ooh, that's at least 2 items on the left-hand side to be dealt with here in Swamp Palace. It is up to GGG if he wants to come back in and look for that Ice Rod, or if he wants to just commit to it being in Turtle Rock. He's noping out! Oh. I mean, all of his other plays have been right today. Let's see if the next one will be.
Yeah, that's a very scary play. Very scary play. But going to Ice Palace, I mean, they're playing the mind of, it's all been in front of me so far. Why not go continue doing this? Because if they're gonna have to hunt, they're gonna have to hunt anyway. Problem is, they're leaving a lot of locations just sitting there. And it's going to end up being Fetch Quest City in the form of chests and things of that nature.
Yep, you can tell he's putting all his chips down. They have all been slammed right down onto a rock. He's saying, I'm all in. Just show me that Ice Rod. Well, we'll see where the wheel lands today in terms of where the randomizer decided to toss that last item we always see as the last item, because it is a jerk.
And to be fair, though, how many seeds have we all played where the Ice Rod is just sitting there in Turtle Rock waiting every single time?
Way too often. While everybody's like intersecting and doing all the things that we've already seen, though, I'd like to take a moment to do some advertising. So, tomorrow's 2 p.m. Eastern race is in miscellaneous mode that is currently up for vote. So please go to the Speed Gaming Show Twitter and place your vote. Today we are having a lovely selection of Key Sanity, Entrance Crossroad without Key Sanity, a 40 out of 50 Triforce Hunt, or All Dungeons. Currently we have a 31% winning vote for Key Sanity with All Dungeons right behind. So hey, go for it, place a vote. Choose what you'll watch tomorrow morning. /afternoon /evening, depending on time zones.
You want Entrance. You want Crossworlds. Crossworld's entrance is the mode you want. Not that I'm trying to, you know, not that anybody's whispering into their microphone. Oh, we found the fourth sword over there in Bonkrock.
Oh, such an easy one too. Oh my goodness. 2 swords locked behind. No wait, 3 swords locked behind Ice Palace. No matter how hard they try. Mirror. All the items in Ice Palace are locking the other 3 swords. That is so rude. Oh, virtual cat, no.
That is so wrong, man. Yeah. So, also another quick shout out. Our runners are doing a fantastic job for you, putting on this amazing show and showing us how much value really is in Ice Palace. We have Artie Walsh V, we have Alice Soon, we have Virtua Cat, we have SAGTG. Give them a follow, as well as do not forget about the folks behind the scenes who are also doing a fantastic job. Long Road Gaming, Draco Falcone, Fear Agent as well for helping set all this stuff up, and the Speed Gaming crew. And I can't help but bow down and say thank you so much for today. Pink Kitty Rose. Give all of these wonderful people a follow.
Yes, excellent. It all goes according to plan. Or at least maybe that's what Allison's thinking right now. So he's going into mire. The only item he can find here that'd be of any use is that ice rod, but if he finds it, it will save him a ton of searching. So, you know, we can hope. Oof. You have to be careful. Almost died to cold stare even with all this new equipment. Well, there we go. Cold stare is down, and he is gonna head straight to Turtle Rock.
I would be very, very concerned if they didn't.
He's not the only one. Here comes Walsh going into Misery Mire as well.
That's a move. They haven't even. Wow. They haven't been to Ice Palace, so they haven't gotten their hint. So they don't have the mirror. They don't have. Oh man, they don't have the. They got boots. They went to Ice Palace at least. The front.
First chest failed. Yeah.
Oh no! I didn't realize that, so they didn't get the hint. So they completely missed the hookshot and the mirror. Oh no. Ran out of hell. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh man.
Ah, the Ice Palace bomb chunk claims another victim.
Yeah, low health Ice Palace trying to do that bomb jump, not getting it the first try. That's an immediate 2 hearts. You don't have very many to spare.
It just goes to show the difference that can be made. Since GGG, he also didn't get the bomb jump like he wanted to, but he turned around, flipped the switch around, and just dealt with the fact that he'd have to double dip it. It has been disgustingly rewarded.
Yeah, no other words. Disgustingly rewarded.
So sometimes it comes down to those fun decisions. Like in some seeds, it comes down to as simple as whether or not you go left or right after checking Hype Cave. He's starting to check the hits. There you go. You now know there's a unique item in Ice Palace.
Oh yes, such a wonderful hint for the folks who won't be here to find that hint because they have to go to Ice Palace first to get it.
Yeah. Oh. You know, it'd be funny if somebody ended up finding a hint that says a unique item requires a specialist to unlock. Because, bugged out.
Ugh. That would be so awful because that is Schrodinger's chest.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
We found the bug net though. So was that in the purple chest?
It sure was.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. Oh man, no, please no. That's awful. Don't wish that up. No. I just want them to go on a long trip. Don't make them feel like it's somewhere that they don't need to check.
Okay, so a piece of heart and 10 arrows in Misery Mire. Allison's deciding to bail and not check the green pendant. So there's 2 more locations that we know that Ice Rod is not.
Allison does not have the cane, so they cannot go further.
This is an excellent point.
Yeah, so that's the green pennant could still be the answer. Oh man. Oh no. Ugh.
Chain jumps. So I like to call these two Bow and Wow, everybody's favorite chain jump pair. They play a little bit rough, but as long as you don't make them mad, they'll be okay. They're good boys.
So they're always happy to see you. They have giant smiles on their face.
Oh, that room is always scary. It doesn't matter what male you have. They're very uncooperative.
You know, I played this game first before playing Link's Awakening, and I had, like, sudden flashbacks going into Link's Awakening.
I can understand.
Like, oh, this one's friendly. He actually eats other things instead of me.
Alright, so Elson's actually doing what I had expected to be done. Bringing a portal over to Eastern Palace so they can check out Palace of Darkness after Eastern.
And Pod could very well be that answer, so I'll be interested to see it. I'll be, you know, we still haven't found any value in a second pennant dungeon, so...
So at this point, it's just like, it's either, like, we don't have very many other locations. It's going to be either Palace of Darkness or Tour Rock or Green Pendant or Left Side Swamp.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's favorite checks.
Or one of the mirror locations that haven't been checked.
This is another point. I don't think anybody went up to Graveyard Ledge or the like just yet.
Yeah, and I think Graveyard Ledge has actually been kind of isolated, because I'm pretty sure they've checked it. They were over there by Bonk Rocks. They could have checked King's Tomb while they were over there. Let's see. I just saw somebody, anyone checking. I'm not sure about the King's Tomb. I know Graveyard Ledge was not checked. Mimic Cave is just being checked now, so. And we're running out of... Yeah, we're running out of options, but you know what? If there's a saying I love to use, it's always Laser Bridge. Even when it's not, it's always Laser Bridge.
Well, it could be a fetch quest item that comes from Laser Bridge. At this point, that would just be the book, but...
Did we find powder?
There was a fake powder gun already by Walsh. He gave us $20. He also has powder.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you do fake powder without? Okay. That makes more sense. Okay, yeah, so Magic Bat was a whole lot of nothing. That's actually good to know. But we are going to have a small key here. And then Laser Bridge. So we know a small key is going to be on Laser Bridge.
You can feel GGG just clenching right now. Just full of anxiety about what's going to be on this Laser Bridge. He's already found 3 items in Total Rock in the form of a heart piece, a heart container, and $300. There's a maximum of 2, but he might only have 1 item down here. He needs to pray that this is the Ice Rod, or the hunt begins.
I don't even know what to request from chat. He's had so much luck with everything. I'm just like, all right, dude, you got it. You do what you're going to do, because so far it's worked out, man. Why? I hate you, game. I hate you so much right now.
Oh, free siege! Pack it up, send it home.
He didn't even have to check the bottom 2 chests. It even gave him the look at it. At 108, go mode. You're welcome.
You know, if he was able to kill Coldstay on that first visit to Ice Palace, this would have been a straight-up God round, no other questions asked. He checked almost nothing additional. It was just straight-up every location checked, had a thing, and now he's getting the backdoor strats going on. Trinix. It's the good stuff.
I mean, 100%, there you have it. This has been Jet. 100% Jet Seed.
I mean, if you pick all the right places and check the first hint in Swamp Palace, goodness gracious.
That is literally what it came down to, though. A well-timed hint check in Swamp. And I like it. It does kind of showcase what the hints can do.
Unfortunately, this means terrible things for Allison, who's going to go into Palace of Darkness right now and have another pendant dungeon getting cleared out for no reason.
Oh man, please don't have the book.
I tell you one thing, I would have gotten destroyed by this scene. She would beat the pants off me.
I ain't even gonna act like I know what was gonna happen to me, because like I'm broken. We need. Yeah, so there's a game we like to play, and right now this seed has literally ruined us. You pick a spot in Ganon's Tower, 1 through 22 for the Ganon's Tower big key. Get your guesses in chat, and yeah, if you have donated 350, is it 250 or 350? I forget.
Well, I mean, technically the game doesn't really count when it's just a daily and not a tournament race. But you know, as long as you donated enough.
So, ignoring that last part that I said.
Oh, what are you feeling today? What are you feeling? What's your lucky number?
I'm feeling broke. I don't know. I'm feeling like GTG is just fine without my guesses. It's on the right side because he's going over here. Matter of fact, he should just check tile room because it's going to be there. I don't know.
I mean, with how fast this seed is gone, I'm kind of expecting the tile room, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this comes through. I would actually be more surprised if it is over on the left half of the dungeon anywhere. Because this brain is just... My brain's... It's in the back of the room. It's decided to just, like, vacate the premises as we watch this just work out perfectly for GTG. Except for that Mario block that didn't 100% perfectly, but...
I wouldn't be surprised if I just calm cursed him, though, because it's like, yeah, check tile room. Or right there! What?
He can make no wrong decisions! That's the third right side GT big key I've seen today. In a row. 3 in a row! So number 3 was the lucky number today. He can do no wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Every decision GTG has made has worked out for him in some fashion.
I'm gonna talk to GTG and be like, look, I'm gonna need to meet up with you somewhere just so I can like touch your hand and get a little bit of luck from you. Because seriously, you murdered this seed. Like, just absolutely no wrong move. What the actual... I don't know. I'm broken. Don't even try to restart commentator.exe. Don't even try.
On the bright side, Walsh gets close stare down, and Zelzid actually did not go into Palace of Darkness, so he will save himself some time there.
That's very, very useful and very fortunate, because the last thing I want to see for somebody is them finding the book in pod.
He is putting off Swamp Palace, though.
I mean,
your crystals.
I mean, that's not a wrong play, but we know it's the wrong play because of knowledge. But it's Swamp Palace is hard to just make the call to go to. I typically like to say, you know, if I can beat Swamp Palace and I've been given the tools, it's time to go there. But they're probably going to drop off there right after they do this because it's going to be right there next to them. So
all I can say is, I'm just a little bit of salt that I was able to get away with leaving 3 items in Swamp Palace, but you know, people are allowed to have some luck.
Just I'm so blown away by this.
Well, it's you kind of like another 5-ish minutes of exciting GGG action to see, because he's just ripping up the gauntlet, although he did get a little beat up by the ice rooms and the Veloses, but it's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, Gauntlet trips up some of the best runners, even the runners who do the NMG and are used to it. It can still trip up people. It's the Gauntlet for a reason.
You know what's the sad part? We know where everything is at this point, except for like red mail. So there's not even anything exciting to be found in these extra places the rest of the runners are checking. Because we know where all 4 swords are too.
Yeah, I mean, the book would be unfortunate to find in a place that hasn't been checked, because that could send somebody on a wild goose chase. And I I don't like seeing that for anybody. It's just not. It's not fun to see. It's so painful, and we've all had it happen. So it's like, yeah. And Alizoun is definitely setting up to go to Swamp Palace. That's why they decided to mirror over there. And GTG is like, nah, I'm not checking chests. No, ain't no reason to. I don't blame them. Why?
Yeah, like, it's one of those things where you got temperate and silvers. That's good enough. And half magic.
What I mean, what are you gonna find? A heart? You already found Snake Heart, so whatever.
Hey, like it could be that 4th heart piece and get that totally planned health refill.
Yeah, they didn't even get the red boomerang, man. Like they didn't even get they skipped so many things.
If they were using a map tracker right now, it'd be pretty green.
I'm green. I'm just I'm green with envy. You got it.
In the meantime, everybody else is doing what they should be doing, which is finishing up their crystals, because that's where all the rest of their progression lies. Like, is this version 28? It's like everything's just in crystal dungeons.
All right, and ooh, almost getting a triple on that last one there. That was actually really, really well timed.
Yeah. Now these are the ones, like, those types of item patterns where they're all lining up like that. The best approach is to use slashes if you're confident with the timing, just because it's really difficult to get more than one to hit to use a spin. Just because they're all going to hit at roughly the same time, so it's like this weird backpedaling and slashing that you gotta do. But that's Agatu for you. It is a pain to get right, since it's very RNG based.
Oh yeah, Aga the RNG wizard. So around 1:16:05, dropping into the hole, going in to fight the big pig. I want to go ahead and give everybody an update. In the IRC, we have not had a single dot done. We've had a few forfeits, just due to tiredness and things like that. Completely understandable. Yeah, so GTG might come away with a first place win. They're set up for a pretty easy one, man.
Gotta be careful though. That Ganon hurts. Don't hug the bats. But with half magic, this should be no problem.
And I think they have a blue potion too.
Yeah. Just gotta be careful not to give the pig a hug. That will be a one-shot at the current state, actually. Blue mail is half damage, so that should be 4 hearts.
Yeah, so they can possibly clutch this out with a half heart.
Also of note, as Chad brings up, we'll also skip the bow hint, so he might be searching for that for a while. He's gonna be very confused. As SAGGG is just finishing up right now. It's gonna be like, I'm not even go mode yet, how is somebody done?
Yeah, I you know, there's so many runners that will sit there and watch the IRC, but yeah, I mean, if I'm him, I would be just sweating, palms sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. And with that, SADTG gets the win, #1 with 1:17:41, improving their personal best, which I don't see how anybody wouldn't, by 11:58. So GG to GTG.
There was something watching over GTG today, because my goodness, every single place, every hit checked, it's just like, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, you chose the right thing, you chose the right thing, you chose the right thing, it's just, BAM!
Alright, so
my goodness, the forfeit's pouring in. Now that GTG finished, my goodness.
Alright, GTG is in the waiting room. I'm going to go ahead and bring them on in. GTG, GG, wow.
Testing.
We can hear you.
So I gotta say, I'm like actually shaking here. Like I'm shocked that I actually won the race. But also that was a PB for me by about 5 minutes.
That was just incredible to watch. Like, the hint from Swamp Palace steered you in the right direction. You knew that it was probably best to leave Ice Palace for a little bit later until you were more equipped. And just every single place you went, value, 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 and then choosing the right way to go in GT just to top it off. Just dang, you could do no wrong.
Apparently, I certainly am not familiar with what that feels like. I was thinking as I was going up GT, I really made a mistake not buying a lottery ticket tonight.
I was about to ask you, chat has a very good question, and I would like to know too. If you could DM me those lottery numbers, I'm going to be leaving in just a moment. For personal reasons, I'm feeling a little ill.
Oh, green around the gills, are we?
Yes, green with envy, as you said.
That was a very nice god run to see. I mean, who would have thunk that hint telling you that the mirror is in Ice Palace would then also lead you to the boots and the hook shot?
Yeah, the fact that all three of those things were in Ice Palace, I was just floored. The reason I left Ice Palace after that was since I didn't get the bomb jump, I'm not used to using the Shantae sprite, and I don't know the fighter sword visual for it, so I didn't keep trying. I figured I'm probably Samaria locked here, so I'm just going to leave and come back and go mode it later.
It was a wise decision. It's one of those things where fighter sword / hammer ice cold stare is terrible. It is very slow, so if you don't succeed on your first attempt, you've succeeded in wasting about 6 minutes, as opposed to just spending 3 coming back to it later.
Yeah,
so very smart.
Every decision you made, GTG, was absolutely spot on. I'm personally a fan of once you got all the items, you just started clearing dungeons and focusing on what the actual seed was telling you to do, and it played out. And I mean, I'd be lying if I wasn't like, look, all right, don't do this, seed. At the beginning of it all, I'm like, don't do this. Don't do what it does every time. Give us all these items in the beginning. Ice Rod go mode. Put Ice Rod on TR laser bridge like always. And as you come on the laser bridge, I'm like, I'm not going to say anything because it keeps happening. And then boom. And then the key was the next one. And then just like, it's fine. He can't make any wrong decisions. He's going to go right. Who knows? It could be right here in tile room. He's just going to be like, I'm going to check tile room. And then you go full right. And it's like, nah, watch. I'm going to calm curse him. And it's going to be in top. The next chest you check. Immediately big key. Like, there's not a single thing that went wrong at all.
Yeah, on the way up to Turtle Rock, I was even thinking, well, as I was killing Cold Stare, I was giving the thought of, do I want to maybe just hedge my bets a little bit and do a few of the faster overworld checks? But I decided no, I'm gonna go with TR. If it's not in TR, then I know I'll go and like go up from Cave 45 and do the overworld checks. And then if none of that pans out, I'll do pod. But I'm gonna bet on TR tonight. And then when that Ice Rod came out, I was like, oh no way.
So
I gotta wonder.
Go ahead.
During the Dark Room to a Rock in particular, how badly were you sweating? No, there was only 2 items left in the dungeon at the most.
I was definitely feeling like, okay, my luck ran out here, but then it didn't.
So with that, actually, all being said, Andy did just finish in 2nd place with a time of 1:22.45. You know, that is an amazing name to be in not only good company, but ahead of. So, like, really well done, you know, beating one of the most well-known runners of Link to the Past, Randomizer, by 5 minutes on this seed. Like, well done, man.
Thanks. That definitely gives me a little bit of a confidence boost going into the fall tournament later this week.
Yeah, one of those things. Have you been practicing your other modes, like inverted and whatnot?
I need more practice on inverted. The early game in particular, the money situation, not 100% confident with that, but everything else I feel pretty good about.
Have you practiced the archery game yet?
Before I put my stream up, I was actually sitting there just drilling the archery game over and over to make sure I don't mess it up if I have to do it in inverted.
Yeah, because, I mean, at that point you could turn $20 into gold, so...
It's deceptively hard.
Actually, do you know the trick?
No, I do not.
Stand directly beside, like press yourself against the shop owner, and then when the target you want to shoot is in the middle of the second curtain, fire the bow. This will work for 2 games in a row, and you will always hit it. The other things will not block it. Just do this as soon as you can, as soon as you enter the room. Do it at that exact same timing. You'll hit it every time.
Oh, that's great to know. I'll have to put that into practice and get used to it. Sounds great. Thanks for telling me about that.
Yeah, all you folks that entered that tournament, hey, there you go. PKR dropping the knowledge bomb.
Gotta get that money. Turn that first big 20 into everything you need.
I'm actually glad you did that too, because that has been the bane of my inverted existence, and I love that mode. Just to let people know, inverted is a new V30 feature, where literally you start in the dark world. Link's house has been, I guess, transposed or transported into the dark world, where the bomb house typically is, and you literally need the moon pearl to have the light world not turn you into a bunny, as well as you work through in reverse. So the bomb house is going to be where Link's house used to be, as well as you have access to Death Mountain, slightly different. I'm not going to spoil everything. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot harder than any other mode on the surface. It's not just a test of, can you do certain strats. It's like 3 heart green male hammer blind difficult. So,
GGG, how does this collection rate on your screen make you feel right now? Because that is low!
That may be my lowest that I've ever seen that wasn't a Triforce hunt.
119, and some 3 menu time, too.
That is literally that is collection rate of, spoiler log races.
Close. It's around 70.
Yeah, spoiler log races are lower. I was exaggerating, but yes, that's an amazing collection rate. I still can't say it enough. Wow. Getting to see that firsthand was very fun and amazing. And as we are saying that, Alazun is making the play to go right into TR as well, understanding that the ice rod's probably there with that low time. Probably keeping an eye on the IRC, so probably saw the dot done and realized, oh, okay.
So you made like a third of the races forfeit with that finish time.
Oh goodness.
Like 4 forfeits came in back to back right after you finished.
Yeah, and then the second dot done from Andy came in like another 5. Oh no, excuse me, I mislooked at that. Another 1 came through after that. Like, yeah, a lot of forfeits came through after you hit dot done.
Oh, that really lets you know that you got routed really, really well.
I think that's this might actually be the first time I've really just picked the route and it's worked out.
Oh, so was there anything in terms of the scene itself that you started feeling shaky on beyond the idea of fighting Cold Stare?
I was starting to get a little nervous about, like, if my luck runs out, where am I gonna go? Because I had a feeling that if someone didn't prioritize Ice Palace, Pod was looking good, just in terms of item density. And I thought, do I go there and try to catch up, or do I maybe go somewhere like really weird like Pendant Mire and maybe try to keep the momentum going forward?
Yeah, it's actually surprising. I think everybody managed to avoid the bait into Palace of Darkness. It was right there. Some people even left portals in front of Eastern Palace, but when Eastern Palace was empty, they didn't go onto it either. It just ended up being for the best because there's nothing there, but that bait was strong.
Are you curious where the gold sword is?
Sure, I'd love to know.
Bonk Rocks.
Okay, so if I had decided to go there before TR, I would have at least gotten a sword out of it, but I don't regret it. Tempered was fine.
3 swords locked behind Ice Palace. Yeah.
Most of what it done is let you get that sweet 0 cycle on Tridex. I noticed you were doing the backdoor strats very well, so you probably would have gotten that too.
I would hope so. Sometimes I accidentally throw out that second rod shot a little too early, though.
Yeah, it's like the fire head is kind of like easy to hit, and then for some reason the ice head is a lot more awkward to actually land the shot on. Sometimes it feels like you hit it straight on, but it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I've had that sort of thing mess me up when fighting it with the hammer in particular. I've noticed there's this little nose zone right near the front of the head where Ice Rod shot will go just right through it without doing anything.
Yeah, it's so weird. Trinex is weird. Oh. Well, I guess why we have you here? Any thoughts you'd like to express beyond this point?
I think I'm just about good. As always, I look forward to going back and watching some of the other runners on the restream and seeing how they end up doing in comparison.
Well, if it's any consolation, you broke commentator.exe very, very heavily. So,
well, that'll be fun to go back and watch then.
Very, yes. Oh.
Plenty of moments where we were at a loss for words just because of like, what, wait.
And so you expect one thing, and then you end up getting like another 3 things, and then that's correct, and then that's corrected. All of the jealousy. Oh.
Yeah, I can't believe I got away with half of that. I was really expecting the ice rod to be under hammer pegs or just something unpleasant like that.
You know, the other 2 items in left side swamp that you casually ran past.
Yeah, I think if it had been there, that would have ended up being the last location I revisit.
Yeah, you literally had PKR over here like hyperventilating because you were skipping it because there was items over there.
Hyperventilating? Excuse me, I did no such thing.
There's video evidence.
Every one of those things I did, I just had the mindset of, tonight I want to win. So I just kept doing the most aggressive things I could think of, and if they don't pay out, oh well.
Oh yeah, also, speaking of the easy checks, the other Boots location, King's Tomb, was magic powder. So, you know, nice little securities right there waiting for you, but you didn't need them. You were good, you had blue potions.
Oh yeah, that might have been nice to have, but it worked out okay.
Yeah, no deaths again, and that's all that matters.
And yeah, and with that, Alizoon just entered their go mode at 131.35, getting their key and heading on in to beat Trinex, and they'll be heading over to GTG as well, or GTG, excuse me, that's the winner. Heading over to GT, and we'll see if they decide to go right side or left.
Dungeon name for GTG. Wait, we're at training grounds. Wait,
yes, Zooter. Zooter.
Oh.
We do have our 3rd place finisher, Elminster, just finished at 132.52. GG to Elminster. I'm only going to call out a few more of these names that are coming up, basically the top 10, and then we'll see our featured runners finish. There are, I want to say, about 20 or so runners.
How many of them are left?
That's a good question, actually.
Oh man, I can visualize the tilt that must have been happening the moment that .dem came across. Oh, but at the moment we have Walsh and Alzen both in TR. Of course, Alzen just finishing up with that lovely gold sword. But Walsh is kind of in trouble because, well, he never checked the hint in Ice Palace that said where the bow was. So he really, really needs to go to Tower of Hera while he's up here.
And a 3rd finisher, Hitsuyon, 1337, just finished as well, and 4th place at 133.27. Pretty close to just basically being sniped by Elminster. There were quite a few forfeits. We had, I want to say, 7? Let me recount that again. Excuse me, 8. I missed 2 because of the way it was word wrapping. Yeah, that's a lot of forfeits right after the dot done.
It's a lot higher than usual, that's for sure.
I can see the seed doing it though. I can see it causing that, you know, weird, I don't want to go there kind of thing, because the two dungeons that had a lot of value and had the things you're looking for. I mean, everybody kind of plans on Ice Palace, or not Ice Palace, excuse me, Turtle Rock having the ice rug.
I mean, why does it not have it, right? This is vanilla location.
Yeah. So Alasoon is going right side. So I have a feeling this is a little bit of metagaming right now, and I don't blame them at all if they're watching the IRC.
There he goes. Gonna get his big key as soon as possible. Gonna feel good about himself. And be able to move on to the ascent. And with half magic gold sword, blue male silver arrows, should be going pretty good. And like 16 hearts, all the good stuff. Whew.
Yeah, definitely a fully equipped GT, man.
Had a little bit of trouble getting into the door at the south right side, but it's okay.
And Artie Walsh is actually pretty much right behind, as well as Virtual Cat. They're both literally in tow. Virtual Cat's a little bit behind Artie Walsh, and Artie Walsh is probably more like 6 or 7 minutes behind Alasoon, because obviously they just got their big key.
Well, there's another small problem on Walsh's side. Like upper left style small problem.
They've beaten EP. They have their vote.
Oh, okay, it's just not marked. Never mind.
I'm like 99% sure they've done it. Wait, if they've beaten EP.
No, they just paused the game. They don't have the bow.
So they haven't beaten Eastern Palace.
Nope, that's a mismark. So
Rip.
Artie Walsh has a little bit of work to do.
Rip. Okay. Never mind. Artie Walsh is definitely on the reverse end of this. So we do have a bow mode.
Oh god. He's gonna be really sad when he finds out that bow was hinted at. I mean, as if Ice Palace didn't have enough value with 3 mobility items in it. No, let's just stack a hint to the only pendant progression in the whole seed in there as well. Yeah. I mean, that's rough not checking that hint. That's rough. I feel, if you're used to not checking the tiles, to re-ingrain that into yourself, if you've been running this game as long as a lot of us have, it can be tough for some folks. I can understand that. Oh, I guess GGG, while you're still here, in case you didn't catch it, the items in Ice Palace locked all 3 of the other swords. All 3 of them.
Oh, really? I didn't even think about that.
So Fighter Sword was the most you could have going in there, because Boots locked 1 and Mirror and Hookshot locked the other 2. So just a little bit nasty.
Yeah, so anyone who wanted to maybe wait and go to Ice Palace with a little better equipment, they probably weren't getting that.
Yep, and that's what a lot of the other runners on the stream did. They were like, Hellzen read the Swamp Pin as well, but he didn't want to go in there with just a Fighter Sword. He wanted to be able to finish Ice Palace, so he kept putting it off and putting it off. Unfortunately, the longer you put off that Ice Palace because of the ridiculous items inside of it, the more time that went down the drain. You wouldn't be able to run efficiently with the mirror, you wouldn't be able to dash around with the boots. It was painful to not have gone in there. But how is anybody supposed to know there was that much value?
Oh no, so Walsh is not going to go into Tower of Hera. They're going through Spiral Cave. They're going to exit and use that fluke they just switched to.
Oh man, it's going to be a long one.
I wonder where they're going to head. This might be Eastern Pod.
I think he might have left the left side items in Swamp Palace.
Oh no, man! Anything that's new territory, it might have the book because we have not seen that yet. And that's gonna. The only benefit to the book would be it would send them up to the. Oh no! They're checking. Oh, they're checking Pyramid Fairy.
Okay, this is good. This is a much less painful play.
Yeah, even though again, it's still gonna have the book. The book could lead them up to the tablet though, and then it's like, well, let's just dip into not Turtle Rock, but Hera real quick and see what's there. And then they find the bow, and then they know they're in go mode. So, all right, our 5th place finisher, Neaterific, finished at 1:39.24, improving their personal best by 8 minutes and 31 seconds, finishing at the 1:39.24. I don't know if I said that, but GG to them as well. I'm not surprised we're seeing a few personal bests on this particular seed.
Yeah, one of those things where if you do it right, you just get everything, because there was no out-of-the-way items. They were all directly on the path. The only out-of-the-way thing you had to do was read the swamp pit. Sometimes hints are helpful. This is one of those times! Then you had to believe in the memes. Always believe in the memes. This run is always into a rock. We have Virtual Cat about to get the reserving in their ice rod with Belzen currently in Aghanim 2. Currently on pace to be either 6th or 7th or so. One of the people who stuck through with this race.
Yeah, very, very close to it. So I think that was only a 2.
Yeah, those. Oh, easy 2 since he didn't end up shooting a blue ball, so good to go. And now we just have a gold sword, silver skin, and shouldn't be too bad.
Oh yeah, this will be a quick game for sure. And Virtual Cat's deciding to take the safety door. Very interesting instead of just checking those top 2. Yeah, 4.5 hearts, not wanting to waste your potion. I can kind of understand that, but they're going to be checking the bottom chest as well, so.
Yeah, they got a little bit banged up, so they didn't want to risk it. Clearly, laser skips are not something they're used to, so, I mean, just play it safe. That way, if you end up dying, it's perfectly okay. You're right there. Yeah. Now there's absolutely no punishment in this other than just having to watch a little animation. So one of the greatest ways you can save time in these types of runs is know your current comfort level, know what you're comfortable with doing, and stick within those constraints. Because that way, you won't do anything that's overly risky, just end up dying at a really bad time. And you can end up saving minutes just from sticking to things you're comfortable with.
Yeah, on top of picking the right moments to go outside of that comfort zone, because there are certain ways to get better, and by going out of your comfort zone to learn new tricks, that is definitely a good way to make sure you're improving. But with all of that, I think we're going to get a nice multi-shot here on Ganon. 2. Oh, could have gotten that 3rd.
A little short on the old buddy sword there, but everything is okay.
And last swing was on Ganon, holding the sword up in triumph.
And there we have it. Allison finishing up in 6th place with a 1:42.23. Since he forgot to stop his own timer, it's still going. Allison, press the button! I only have so much air in these lungs! GG Dowson, the 2nd of our featured runs to finish.
Alright, I'm going to pull Allison right on in. And Allison, you are muted on Discord, but GG to you finishing 6th place. What are your thoughts on this seed?
It could have been like 20 minutes faster if I had just kind of gone for crystals.
Yeah, this ended up being kind of free on that one, unexpectedly, like really unexpectedly.
I kept wanting Meyer to be something just because of how early we had everything for it, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, the progression locked behind that flute was just access to Death Mountain.
Yeah, and maybe I should have picked up on that once I got the lamp, but, I mean, routed really well early, and then just kind of bonked around looking for the freaking ice rod.
I mean, it was in its vanilla location. Where else would it be? Oh, you're also one of the only 2 people on our the restream that checked the Swamp Pals hint, which led you to the most ridiculously valuable ice palace I have ever seen.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible. I went to Ice Palace, well, you know what? This routing's gonna be a lot better on my mirror. I had kind of put it off because I didn't want to do Hammer, Cold Stare. And then it was, oh, that was Boots here. That's nice. Oh, there's Hook Shot. And I know the mirror's still in here. What the heck is going on?
And then, just to top it off, the hint for the bow has the only pendant progression in the entire scene.
Yeah, that was super great. That I saw that hint and I smiled. I'm like, yes, I'm happy to be in Ice Palace, and that might be the first time I've ever uttered those words.
Oh, and you were trying to be cautious, and I get that, trying to have more equipment to deal with Cold Stare, but every single other sword was locked behind the items in Ice Palace.
Yo, and I mean, you know what? I'm really glad I picked up that blue potion, because it just let me throw fire at the guy.
Yeah, your Cold Stare went perfectly fine. Bombos and Fire Rod in tandem was enough. You could do it in one visit and just be done with.
Yeah, honestly, I went in there planning on not doing Cold Stare. I didn't think it was going to happen, but I grabbed my blue potion just in case I could pull it off, and it happened.
It's always a risky thing, because if you're not comfortable with Cold Stare in those situations and you die, then you've just wasted 5 minutes as opposed to using up 3 just coming back to it later.
Yeah, I mean, the one good thing I had is from the point where I got the 3rd item until actually fighting Cold Stare, it was 45 seconds. And I was primarily going in there for the mirror itself. And apparently the boots and hookshot.
Just get everything. I mean, what more could you ask for? At that point, it was just go do your crystals. You don't even have to do left side swap.
I'm so upset. I'm so gung-ho to go into Swamp usually, and I just put it off and put it off and put it off.
I'm the same way, to be honest with you. When it comes to Swamp, if I have the gear to finish it, I go there. I don't like putting it off because it tends to have something, and if it's a crystal, let's get it done, get it out of the way. Yeah.
And I was going to do left side on that first trip, and then I pulled Cane of Samaria on the compass chest, and I was like, hey, you know what? Let's just skip left side for now and see if we get lucky. And then went back to the left side anyway.
Oh.
This is a foreign concept to PP Kitty Rose, just by the way. She has now had multiple adverse reactions to that same comment.
Oh, she's well familiar with my feelings on left side swamp, so I don't think that's a surprise for her to hear.
Oh, you do it and it's nothing, you don't do it and it's something, it is the beacon of wasted time.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh, well, on the bright side, at least you did get into Ice Palace before too long and get all those lovely items. The other two on the
I would say it was just a point where it was like, you know what, this mirror would be too valuable. I need to go and grab it.
Yeah, it's like the other two on the restream and Virtual Cat weren't too far behind you going into Ice Palace, but it was just a poor thing for poor Walsh to not check the one hint that told him where that bow was.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He had a bit of a run around, just finishing up Eastern Palace now.
Yeah, I'll say I just tuned in and I'm watching now.
But yeah, any overall thoughts on this year's seed? Anything that kind of stood out more than the most valuable Ice Palace in the universe?
I think the most valuable Ice Palace in the universe basically sums up my feelings on this seed.
Valid, I suppose.
Yeah, this has definitely been the tale of the most valuable Ice Palace of all time.
I'll say I'm glad I got to show off just how terrible I am at land mode twice for everybody. Wow, GTG, you like God routed this seed. Holy moly.
Yeah, we were joking about I should have bought a lottery ticket.
And then giving me the numbers so that way I don't have to work ever again.
their mind first.
But on that note, I do want to say we did have 3 other finishers right after Alazoon. Joan Ninja did finish in 7th place with a time of 1:43.40. 1UP40 right behind them at 1:45.25. And then we also had He's Just a Boy finish at 1:48.07. So that is your 7th, 8th, and 9th place finishers. And right now, Virtual Cat is on their way to finish 10th. So we'll see if anybody gets that. They do need to get to AGA 2. I have a feeling we might see a 10th place finish before then, but time will tell.
Shoutouts to Wolf for getting rocked and showing them who's boss with that magic powder. Because sometimes they're just so much of a jerk that they deserve to die.
Yeah, I want to make a simulator that is literally just a bunch of dead rocks and powder, and you go through and just, like, I don't know, whack-a-mole the dead rocks.
Well, load up a copy of A Link Between Worlds and have a good time, because you can smash them.
This may be the most forfeited seed I've ever played, though.
I know, right?
Yeah, that was kind of rapid the moment that GGG's finish came in.
I saw them like, what's going on? Because I don't feel like the seed is this bad.
Well, you know, when first is coming through, when you're not even in go mode yet, probably 2 items off of it, sometimes you don't really want to finish.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of assumed it was the bow when I was thinking about it, because it was the only kind of... Or the ice rod was really bad and everybody was way ahead of me. One of those 2. And then when I found the ice rod, I'm like, well, it's not that.
It really depends on how strongly you believe in the memes. If you believe in them strongly enough, you'll be fine. If you don't, then, well, you're going to run around checking all the pendant dungeons, desperately trying to find that ice rod, only to find out it was on Laser Bridge again for the 150th time!
Honestly, I actually don't believe in those memes. I really hate those memes. But it just kind of was the point where nothing was going to give me the same value of item density that Turtle Rock was. And I tried to, like, knock off a bunch of quick checks before I jumped in there anyway. Like, I did the bonk checks, which I had just forgotten to do. I usually try to do them after I get the boots, but it slipped my mind. But yeah.
So it does look like we're going to see an Ice Armos. Artie Walsh did decide to go left side before going right.
And is not Dark Magicianing either. So yeah, that's going to be a sad day for him.
It's like a direct contrast. GGG did everything right to see it, and poor Walsh did everything wrong.
It happens.
Walsh is a really good runner, too.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll bounce back the next scene and do good.
Yeah.
It's a common thing, though. If you have certain things that you're used to, it's, in my opinion, it's actually very good that every once in a while you have a seed that is seemingly easy, or seemingly just everything is like, man, if I'd have done this, it kind of unravels you a little bit, but it's like, you know, okay, I needed one of those. I needed one of those to happen, so that way I feel better, everything's going to be okay, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because, like, this is one where if I just sort of gone straight at crystals, I would have had my PB without breaking a sweat. And, I mean, even just the girl they gave for me just made me feel good while I was playing it.
Yeah, the fact that 3 out of 4 of you did fake flippers to get the flute and the mitts, like, right away, was hilarious, by the way.
That was, like, it was a horrible fake flipper setup for me, but it was such an impactful fake flipper that I didn't even feel remotely bad about it.
Shoutouts to mitts on Zora.
Right, shout out to Zora not being worthless this time.
I assumed Zora was going to be worthless. I was happy with just the flute. But it was pretty poggers at the point where it was the mitts as well.
Yeah, so instead of, you know, the flute just unlocking, I mean, the flippers unlocking a nice little flute or something, instead those hype cave flippers unlocked the flute, the mitts, and then the mitts unlocked the boots, the mirror, the hook shot. It's just like, what?
I was saying, the one good thing is for people who didn't do that, the world would have closed up really, really quickly before they went over those spots.
No Death Mountain access, no lamp to kind of goad you into going into Palace of Darkness or the back of Misery Mire. All the stuff to hopefully bottleneck you into going straight there.
And Virtual Cat just has a few more shots to pump red into Ganon. Gonna go ahead and use a potion to be safe.
Another thing of note was GGG was the only one to fight Mothula with more than just a hammer and a fighter sword.
What did he have?
Temper sword, blue mail.
Oh, so he did Ice Palace before Mothula. Okay. Did you do Ice Palace before you went to Thieves' Town?
I want to say that Ice Palace was the first dungeon I entered, except for going into Swamp to read the hint.
Okay.
This is
That
correct.
makes sense. I actually thought about it when I saw it, but knowing that Thieves' Town was a crystal and I could just like go in there and do it easily, I figured, let's do that.
Okay, and with that, Virtual Cat did finish in 10th place, 154.19. And we're going to see about getting Virtual Cat in there. They are waiting. Going to go ahead and pull in our third finisher on the restream. Virtual Cat, GG, getting that 10th place. How do you feel about the seed?
So I'm guessing Nep went to Ice Palace really early, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so he went to Ice Palace as his basically first dungeon. I went after Thieves' Town and Skullwoods.
I went after trying to kill Moth like twice with Fighter Sword and like 6 hearts. Because in my head I was like, all right, whatever. There's 3 hints there. I remember, I think, P-Train talking about that on commentary one night. I'll just go there and get hints. And then half my kit's there, so cool.
The other thing that led us there was that if you went to Swamp Palace, the hint for Swamp Palace was that the magic mirror was an ice.
Yeah, I saw that. I did Swamp like pretty much right after leaving Ice, I think. I did Desert and then Swamp. I'm still really happy that I got sub 2 hours on this. I really need to work on my execution. Laser Bridge is always going to be an issue for me, and I just need to get better at bosses with when I'm running low health.
Yeah, that was pretty much the only shaky spots of the seed, was the laser skips. Clearly just not super comfortable on those, but that's fine. We all start somewhere. And the, like, good old cold stare. Low percent cold stare sucks. Like, there's no other way to say it. Low percent cold stare just sucks.
Yeah, I was like, I paused a little bit before jumping in. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do this. And I bombo, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to run away so I can fire rod. And one of the puffs just beelines right at me and takes out like 4 hearts.
And it didn't help that all 3 of the other swords in the game were locked behind the items that were in Ice Palace.
Yeah, they were, weren't they? One was under Bunk Rocks, one was Mirror, and Tempered you had to have Hook Shot to get to it, or Mirror.
Yep. It's pretty much like if you wanted to kill Cold Stare on that first time in, you had to do it with just Bombos, Fire Rod, and a Fighter Sword. One of those things where every now and then you'll have seeds that reward people that are used to being in low percent situations. Is not super common, especially not for a dungeon like Ice Palace, but when it comes up, you can actually save a good 3 or 4 minutes if you've spent the time practicing. But with how rarely it comes up, not a lot of people will grind that out, and I understand, because it's super hard, and it comes up almost never, so it's like, when are you gonna practice that?
I'll say I used to die to Moth like 2 or 3 times a seed if I had to fight him low percent, until I finally just like fought him over and over and just reduced my gear until I could take him somewhat reliably at bad gear levels.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with routing at this point. I'm still relatively new, only been playing for about 6 or 7 months. Execution is just where I'm practicing at this point. P-Train has a really good video out there, and I'm just basically taking my VODs and putting them up against people who streamed and finished pretty well, and playing old tournament seeds as well.
That's a very good method. Very, very good thing to follow up on. I mean, in all honesty, as far as like resources go, there is the tournament Discord, excuse me, the ALTTP Discord. There's a lot of good resources out there. Everybody is approachable in this community. You know, there's a lot of runners out there, a lot of people that run this that are very knowledgeable, that are willing to help. I mean, I love this game by far. It was my first game that I've ever saw was a randomizer, and it literally was just amazing to see one of my old childhood favorites turn into this amazing randomizer. So, but with that all being said, Artie Walsh is deciding to boomerang the final chest, Maldorm 2's chest. That was actually really funny.
Don't worry, we saw it. We saw you being a memer.
That's pretty excellent.
I mean, at this point, I can't blame Walsh for doing that. Just like, all right, I've already made every other mistake. Let's go ahead and just... I probably would have pulled out Quake and Ether and really memed it up.
I mean, he had to tap out,
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I like it. I mean, while we're watching the geometry fight happen, another big shout out to Draco Falcone, Long Road Gaming. Both our trackers doing a fantastic job keeping up with this. Jet Seed, everything just happening, boom, boom, and all in a row. The runners, again, amazing job. Give these folks a follow. I honestly don't think that if you pulled up the spoiler walkthrough that is a part of these seeds that you can generate, I guarantee you GTG's walkthrough would have been like spot on. Like, I don't think he did anything different than that walkthrough.
Yeah, that sounds a lot different from all the seeds that he generates for our Something Awful community.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Okay, and by the way, Etium 2, your comment, I have to say this out loud. You got a link to the P-Train video. Literally, if P-Train does not start naming his videos linked to the P-Train, I'm going to be very sad.
Speaking of just small improvement types of things, I mean, if you've been playing this long enough that you really do want to start chopping down those times and everything else, once you've gotten comfortable with a lot of the stuff, like the frequent situations and your boss fights and whatnot, it's really not a bad idea to start looking into like some of the NMG type of stuff as well. Just basic tutorials on how to move. You can be surprised how many seconds you can save just by entering a door properly.
Yeah, I actually tried to keep in mind, like, oh, well, let me try to enter these doors flush. And I did poor. And my next step is just trying to stop bonking against walls as much.
It's one of those things. It's one of those games where a lot of the tricks you can learn just by watching seeds and just playing that. Oh, who else, please? That you can learn just by watching for the most part. But the very nuanced little stuff, it can be hard to tell just by looking at it when it comes to small things like saving frames through movement.
Yeah, I'll say I definitely agree with that. Like, I know I've raised PKR sometimes, and I've like compared our VODs, and I'll be like 10 minutes ahead of her in 25 minutes, and then like 50 minutes, she'll be 5 minutes ahead of me. And it's just, where did that time go for me so many times? And a lot of it is just bleeding out a few seconds every single screen you go on. It adds up a lot.
And our final runner has finished. Now, and in that time frame, I feel so bad for Walsh right now, man. 11th place was Roxas232 at 2:02:13. 12th place, Artie Walsh, 2:02:27. Oh man, Walsh.
Oh, that one little last bit of salt in the wound, getting sniped by a few seconds. Oh, poor guy. That was an example of a seed. Not only just kicking him over, but then kicking him while he was down, and then grinding his foot onto him. It's just everything is going wrong.
I don't have words for that, man. The ending snipe to just bring everything in.
Somebody get the body bag.
All right, RD Walsh is in the waiting room. I'm going to go ahead and bring them on in. And with that, we do have our final restreamed runner, RD Walsh. I'm going to say GG, but I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
It's a single G this time. It's a single G.
It is a game. We will not necessarily say it was good.
Can you call a randomizer a game? There's no design element, I guess, if you want to get persnickety and Galaxy Brain about it. I'm an expert at Galaxy Brain right now.
But games are usually fun, and that didn't look fun.
It wasn't fun. No. The only saving grace is that I did not go mode Ice Palace like I very clearly wanted to.
Yeah, that Ice Palace was kind of the highest possible value I've ever seen.
Yeah, so like I was down to 2 hearts going to the like Ice Palace bomb dump, and I was like gonna try the bomb dump, but like I'm really bad at like doing it. Like I was just like really nervous about my execution after the moth death, so I was like avoiding Ice Palace as much as I could, and I just had to go there. But then I got the boots, and just like that was the Galaxy Brain. Like, oh, I'm gonna get the boots from here, go to Misery Mire, pull the hook shot from there, and then I can come back to Ice Palace and go mode. Nope, can't do that.
Too bad. And speaking of Ice Palace, you got almost everything out of it on that second visit, except one little thing. The third and final hint that you walked by said that the bow is in Tower of Hera.
That explains a lot. That God, I'm swearing right now. You're not. I can't obviously swear, but I never actually went to that area. I need to learn the cool bomb jumps in there, not just the main one, the like good ones. But yeah, this was just I'm a bit blurg.
Yeah. So in 3 progression items and a direct hint to the 4th. So essentially 4 progression items out of Ice Palace. Completely unprecedented, and it locked all 3 of the swords behind its progression items, so even if you wanted to have better equipment to fight Cold Stare, you weren't getting it.
Yeah.
Again, I feel your pain. I think all of us in running this wonderful randomizer have had those games and those days of just like, why? Why did this happen?
Oh, yeah.
So, but I do want to go ahead and remind everybody, you have a few moments left. This is the conclusion of this 9 p.m. race. On Twitter, go to the Speed Gaming Show Twitter, go vote for the race tomorrow at 2 p.m. There are plenty of options up there, 4 different ones. I think Crossworlds, Crossworlds, singular, Key Sanity, singular. Then also, I don't remember the other 2. Because those are the ones I was really like.
Triforce Hunt 40 out of 50.
Okay, all dungeons and Triforce Hunt 40 out of 50. So those are your options over there. Definitely good options. All of them are fun. Go vote just so that way you have something to see, or even if you want to run one of those, by all means. Again, big shout out to all 4 of our runners. Doing an amazing job. RD Walsh for sticking through it. I mean, again, we've all had those. Alajun and Virtua Cat doing a really good job showing off. 146 and 143 on these. Those aren't bad collection rates at all, considering, having a little bit of an extra route. And SAGTG having the #1 spot with that amazing time, amazing collection rate, and basically just spot on showing how to rip this seed a new one.
Alright, before we wrap up for today though, any final words from all of your runners that decided to be featured in this lovely experience?
My general one is to always just thank the commentators, thank the trackers. You guys are doing work that doesn't necessarily, thank the people even doing administrative work like Fear Agent, who you wouldn't have seen on the stream. It's great to have people to help run this stuff.
From a community standpoint, I just want to give a shout out to Go Mode Podcast with Axial and Temp and Herfy Durfy. Really good. Everybody should check that out.
And I'll echo the thanks for the trackers, the commentators, everybody who keeps it running behind the scenes. It makes it a lot of fun to be able to both participate in and tune in and watch from time to time.
Yeah, thanks guys for the commentary and the tracking. I'm super sorry to keep you guys here so long. And watch the Celeste tournament. Play Celeste. Celeste is a good game, y'all. I should, yeah.
Advertising other SA tournaments, like SG tournaments, seems good.
Follow Speed Gaming channels.
I'll allow it.
There's so many of them
There's
now.
6 of them. Something from Speed Gaming through Speed Gaming 6.
And there's also foreign language ones too.
German, Spanish, and French.
Feel the follow bar.
Why are we still doing ASMR?
I don't know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen and random maniacs, thank you so much for tuning in to this 9 p.m. race. Come back tomorrow for more Link to the Past, and there's plenty of other speed gaming stuff going on. Right now, Speed Gaming 2's got a Zelda 2 going on. I believe that's also a randomizer. Go check it out, folks. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. I've been on Unavailability.
And I'm in Pink Kitty Rose. That's all, randos. Somebody shoot me.
Peace.